In the last section, we defined a callback of onInputChange, and we passed it to this prop called onChange on our input tag. Now, as we saw, we very easily got a console log out anytime that we change that text input. In this video, I want to very quickly do a refactor here just to show you an alternate way of writing out this event handler. The reason I'm going to show you this is that you're going to very frequently see this alternate syntax in a lot of documentation and blog posts, and in fact, we're even going to use the alternate syntax a couple times throughout this course. So I'm going to find my input tag right here, and there's the onChange prop. Now, rather than passing a reference to the onInputChange function right here, I'm going to delete that and replace it with an arrow function like so. This arrow function is going to be still called with that event object, just as our callback method was up here. And now inside this arrow function, I can do a console log, just as we did inside of our callback up here as well. So what you see right here and what we had before is absolutely identical. It's the same thing. It's just a slightly abbreviated syntax where we do not have to define a separate method on the class. We will very frequently use this arrow function approach right here anytime that we have a single line of code that we want to execute, anytime that some event occurs. As it stands right now, we only have a single thing that we want to do here, just the console log, so this could possibly be an appropriate time to use an arrow function as opposed to defining a separate method on the class. Now, when you use an arrow function to pass a callback to an event handler like so, very frequently, just to further abbreviate this line, you will see the event object right here abbreviated as simply E, like so. And then over here inside the console log, we no longer have an event variable. We would now refer to it as E. So like I said, we very frequently do that just to slightly condense this line. So now, as a quick test, I'm going to save this file. I'm going to flip back over, and I will refresh the page and then enter some text in there, and you'll see that, yep, we do in fact still get those changes appearing automatically. All right, so I'm going to undo those changes. I just wanted to very quickly let you know that we will very frequently be using that abbreviated syntax. So let's take a quick pause right here. When we come back to the next section, we're going to learn a little bit more about how we're going to use the value that is coming out of this event object.